Welcome to the Wally Show Aftercast. All the stuff we did not get to during the course of the show today, including like some personal life stuff. Not a whole lot of extra news. I mean, like right now, the storms are dominating the news cycle. The election, which I don't really care to talk about.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, and then like just like stuff that's like really heavy. There's a lot of heavy right now in the news. I actually went to a small group last night. And it was really good. Like we were talking, like, because we do studies and then ask questions and stuff. But this study, I think the questions are better for it. And so like the guy who leads it, Eric, he's like one of our executive pastors at the church, and so I'm in his small group. But like he asked some really good questions and got me to open up about some things last night.
Oh, really?
What'd you open about?
Yeah, I don't want to say.
Did he have to personally call you out, or did you just do it yourself?
No, like the questions were really good. Like I'm like, oh, like I don't have a problem doing that when it lands. Like, okay, for example, we were doing something with work the other day, and Pastor Chad was heading it, and we got into this time of like super honest about like where you're at in your faith, and that landed with me, and I perked up, and I like shared where I was at, and and other people did too, and then we kind of moved past it to get to what else was planned, and I could have spent way more time talking about like the honesty of where we are. But yeah, so we were talking about like highs and lows and in your faith, and when you have to, like, the question basically is like, when you don't feel it, do you take a break or do you keep showing up? You know, and everybody was kind of sharing what their thoughts were on that. And because I know I've done both, and there's times where you're like, yeah, I just don't feel like showing up for this today. But then you think about like Matthew West and the song The Motions, and our pastor always said that your action follows feelings. And so like, you know, or feelings follows action. So if you are doing something, then the feelings will come later, you know, like, so keep showing up, keep being in it, you know, because the worst thing you can do is just completely take yourself and remove yourself from it, because then you're getting nothing and you're not seeking and you're not getting answers, or you're not communicating with God, so that it's no wonder that spiral continues down a lot further, you know. And so I thought that was really good. I enjoyed that. What do you got, Rock?
Oh, thank you for asking. I just want to get your 2 cents on as guys.
Thank you.
I will admit
That hat's horrible.
I watch. Hey,
No, I like it.
I watch a lot of Dateline, and I listen to a lot of crime shows. Okay, so I could be overthinking this, or I could be smart in knowing my surroundings and figuring all that out. So there's a girl that lives up above me by herself, and she hasn't been home.
Oh.
Since maybe Friday or Saturday.
Is there a weird smell in your building?
So far, no. I haven't detected anything. I haven't thought that far because her car isn't there in the parking lot.
Okay, she might be on vacation.
It's called vacation.
Yeah.
But do you think so, or did something happen to her?
Oh, no.
I feel like you are.
Am I overthinking it?
I think you're choosing.
Should I contact
to be in
the
that
authorities?
mindset.
Yes.
Because
100%.
No.
You can never be too careful.
No.
See something, say something. See nothing, say something.
See, if Keith Morrison comes
met
up
this
to me
person.
and he says, "Did you not notice that her car was missing?"
Right.
First, I'm going to be like, "Keith, I love you." But then second, I'm going to be like, "I talked about this with the guys I work with, and they told me I was overreacting."
I have a feeling that percentile of like people who would say, "Hey, don't call the police," are like 99% of the time are right.
Right.
It's the 1%.
Now, that said, though, like, because this is the girl that you went to like Mexican with her, right? Is that
Yeah,
that one?
I went to go grab Mexican food.
I think this is one where it's definitely like well within your bounds. You kind of have a quasi friendship that's like building.
I do.
Yeah, so that's one where I would just text her and be like, "Hey, I noticed your car isn't here. You good?"
No.
Is
what
there
you
girl
should
code?
No. What you do?
Yeah, and even say girl code. Girl code.
Yeah.
To be safe, send her a text saying, "Hey, do you want to grab food sometime?" Like, you know.
And what if she never responds? Then I have another issue because it's either A, she's dead in a ditch.
Right.
It's B, she hates me
Right.
and is choosing to ignore me.
And
then
C, you're still hungry.
Yeah, I got to deal with those consequences.
No one's fed me.
Well,
It's not a bad idea,
you know
Gavin.
what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to text her. I'm going to be like, hey, just making sure you're good.
It shows that you care. It shows that you.
It doesn't show that Gavin's shaking his head. It shows. Am
think
I a
you sound-
clinger?
I think
It does?
that's the vibe I'm
It's
getting.
giving
Really?
ick?
Yeah, 100%. Like, how many times have you hung out?
One.
Once.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're like, haven't seen your car.
Yeah, does that come across as creepy?
It feels clingy and creepy.
I
to
don't
me.
know. Like, I think girls work on a different level. Like, I got you, girl. I'm just making sure you're okay.
Guy sends me that text, I'm deleting.
Oh,
the
absolutely.
number.
Yeah.
I don't.
100%.
Is that
I
why
don't think
Wally's
you-
not in your phone anymore?
Yeah, like
And my-
100%. Like
yeah.
for guys, it's a whole different ballgame. Dude, I was fishing. Like I don't need you to worry about where I'm
Or
at.
like, dude, I just don't text.
Right? Yeah. But for
That's not
girls,
Wally.
I think that's actually like a nice thing if you did that.
So help me come up with the right messaging because I don't want to ick her out.
Okay,
I'm
hey
gonna
girl.
Say, hey, no.
Yeah, you gotta say,
I'm
hey,
gonna put,
girl.
hey! Exclamation mark.
Yeah.
Neighbor? No.
Do
Just
I
hey.
say? I say, just wanted to make sure you're not dead.
Yes. I like where you're going with this.
I'm really typing this out.
I know you are.
I noticed your car hasn't been in the parking lot
No, you sound
for
like
a while.
Yeah.
Or do I?
You
Yeah.
sound like
No.
a stalker.
Parking lot for a while.
You are a stalker. You sound like a
do
stalker.
Admittedly, watch a lot of crime shows.
Love it.
This is
But I don't want to find. Okay, it's getting really long. I don't want to find myself on Dateline
Yeah.
having to explain why I didn't call the cops.
Yeah. P.S. was the guy who murdered you hot? Because then that way, like, if he's reading it, then he can be like,
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. What if he has her phone and then he sees it? I don't need to say it's that I'm her neighbor.
I'm your
because-
downstairs neighbor who lives and is alone. Yeah, that's a good idea.
No, I don't need to do
5'5"
that.
Yeah.
I don't need to do that. Okay, so that doesn't come across as creepy. I guess. Okay. I'll do hashtag
no. Don't do
looking
that.
out for you. Or hashtag girl code or
Yeah.
hashtag.
I mean, like, I love the humor of this one. I think it works. Now, you could go with a hybrid of the two. That's a little bit of Gavin, a little bit of mine, or yours. Is you could say, hey, haven't seen you. Hey, are you in town? Because it would be cool to grab, lunch again.
This goes back to what Gavin was saying,
That was
though, because
perfect.
then if
Yeah.
because
What you
then if
just
she
said was
ignores me,
perfect.
Right. Because
if
then
she ignores me, well, then I'm
then-
a loser.
well, then you
at
might-
table 9.
Yeah, but she might be, she might be like on a cruise where she can't sell things, so it's
How
not
do I
your
know
fault.
that?
I know. See, it's not your
She
fault.
may
You
respond
just,
in a couple
just
days.
understand that could be, but at least that way, or she'll hit you back and go, "Oh yeah, I'm on
And
vacation."
the thing is that she could easily ignore this because it's stalkerish
Right.
and creepy.
Yeah, I think Gavin might be onto something there. I think the hybrid of that, like, hey, are
me,
you still around?
To me, it comes across even creepier if I'm asking her to go out to dinner again
Why?
because she hasn't asked me to go to dinner.
Were you the
she
one
may
who
not
approached
like
her
me.
about?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was.
This still
I was-
makes you. This still is a version. This is the same thing. This is still you being the reacher outer.
Ultimately, it comes down to why can't my neighbor upstairs be a hot 40-something-year-old
I know.
man,
I know. I agree with
That's
you.
unfair.
I agree with
Single,
you. Yeah, I agree with you.
about 6 foot?
We'll try to work that out.
I had some friends of mine that asked
Maybe
me.
if things go really wrong for her, that can happen. My lips to God's ears, right?
I had some friends ask me because my birthday's coming up. Not coming up. I've still got plenty of time. Anyways, 40's around the bend.
It's like really
And
far away.
They were at my friend who has 4 kids. She was like, "We need to start planning now because October is pretty much December, and by December we're going into April, and
Is
by
that girl
April
math?
then we're in the May."
Is that
And
girl
so,
dates?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So she was like, "We got to figure this out now." And she said, "Where do you want to go?" And I had no idea. And then I was like, "Oh, we need to go to the lumberjack contest where all these
Yeah. That's
like
a great idea.
lumberjack guys
Yeah, it's a great
come in
idea.
their flannel shirts
All
with
they're
their
doing
axes.
is there to impress.
Do they have one
Right?
here, or is it only in Alaska?
I think it's only in Alaska, but that's okay.
Yeah,
it
that's
seems
a
like
great trip.
cruise
Yeah,
away.
that's okay.
I do think that you should do a big 40th cruise. Get the girls that you like out of your squad, and maybe your neighbor if she's not expired, and like
Wally and I.
Yeah, and no, but I think you should definitely plan like a really fun
I do
40th
too.
trip. You should
I think
do that.
the trick though is that some of the girls that would be with me, I don't know how moms feel about leaving their kids.
You get ahead of it. If you get far enough ahead of it, then they can plan.
Trust me.
You don't ask parents to do last second things
Right.
necessarily. You can ask a mom.
You give them
7
enough
months.
heads up, they're gonna want to leave their
They
kids.
do want to
Trust
leave
me,
their
they're gonna
kids.
want to be like
I
pretend
wanna
they're
leave.
single.
My kid
Yeah.
Good thing you
for
finished
a
that sentence.
small amount of time.
Okay, so all that back to
Where
my
would you
neighbor.
go? Where would you seriously go? Alaska or?
Well, if I were serious, I would say I think it's North or South Dakota because I want to feed the little prairie dogs.
Oh, that's cool. There's also places closer, like in Texas.
No, I
and
take that back.
I know that's.
I want to go to
personal
Michigan
choice.
because
no one's ever said that.
No one's ever
because
said
in
Dakota.
Michigan they have a museum that's dedicated to all these sunken ships.
Oh,
How cool is that?
That'd
They
be
have
cool.
the
See,
Edmund
okay.
Fitzgerald Bell in there.
That's a place that I could see you stumbling into a 40-year-old
Right.
who is also into sunken ships.
Yeah.
He's like
And
a
he's
seaman.
like,
Looks
you
a
wanna
little
come back to
weathered
my
and
mom's
torn.
yeah.
house?
Looks like the Gordon's fisherman. He's got his little rain hat on.
You remember Crosby on
Deadliest Catch? Yeah. See, I think that
He was-
that's not a bad idea. Like you should go to places
Chef's Kiss?
that increase your odds of meeting somebody. Like that'd be great. That's a good idea.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm obviously not meeting anybody here.
Yeah, I know.
There are single cruises, I think.
Oh boy, that's
You're asking for it. There.
no. I would
thank
not
you.
recommend that for you
No,
at all.
I wouldn't recommend that for myself.
Yeah.
Back to my dead neighbor.
Yes.
Delete-
Should I?
Please delete that text. I see it still like typed out, and I'd
Well,
rather.
because I feel like
I'd feel
I need
better.
to. I mean, I would want her to do the same for me.
Did she get your sense of humor when you went to eat?
Yeah.
Because that's a very
No, don't delete it. I might
that's
keep
a
it.
very big sense of humor issue
Well,
that if
here's the thing,
somebody doesn't
she's-
share it.
Right. She's listened to the show before, so she
Okay.
knows whereabouts.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
What are the odds she listens? Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
like I think it's funny.
Maybe I should just embrace the
it
fact
is
that I'm
funny.
weird.
It is funny, and that's the thing is that when you take a stab in the dark at humor,
You got to be willing
and,
to lose.
and it's reciprocated, boom,
Yeah.
boom. That's
Yeah.
a great day.
Or it could be she just appreciates it. Like,
Yeah.
thank you so much for looking out for me.
I definitely think that is because
I
as a
think-
fellow single girl, you would
Yeah.
want the same thing.
We have to look out for one another.
Yeah.
It's important.
I think it's cool. No, I think it's good.
Stop hating on me.
Hit send.
I'm sending it now.
And what's the? I mean, so what if she's never
I'll-
your best friend? It's not like not
Okay,
a
it
big
just
deal.
says, hey, just want to make sure you're not dead. I noticed your car hasn't been in the parking lot for a while.
Love it.
I do admittedly watch a lot of crime shows, but I don't want to find myself on Dateline having to explain why I didn't call the cops.
Yeah, that just made me
And
laugh.
then I'm gonna put
Knife emoji.
a laughing emoji.
Good.
Okay. Okay, I'm
I
sending
love it.
it.
Send it. Hit it.
All right, let's
Really
do
good.
birthdays,
Yes,
guys.
let's do birthdays. You nailed that, by the way.
Thank you. Josiah, his daughter Amelia, Amelia.
Where did you get apple from?
That's what he put. A like apple.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mully. Amelie.
Amelie.
Oh.
Amelie. Apple. Amelie. Wait.
Amelie.
Have you seen that TikTok that's going around of moms like trying not to say what when their kids ask them things? They're like,
They
"Hey,
dial
mom,
it in.
what?" And then it's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. What? Okay. What?" Like they can't get out of that mode. So this is Apple. Amelie. Amelie.
Apple. Amelie.
Amelie.
Amelie. Would it be Amelie?
Apple Amelie. Amelie.
It's Amelie.
I would have gone with Amelie until I
I
heard
would, but they
the
put
apple.
A like apple.
Amelie.
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 Probably Amelie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amelie.
But you don't say Apple.
No.
No,
but
we just said apple.
yeah.
Amelie.
Amelie. It's like if you've seen our the doves.
Like Dumb and Dumber.
Well,
does
if
feel
you've
like
seen
the
the doves.
doves.
That we did with the Torrin Wells thing, if you want to check the video out, text 91979.
Text
No,
91979.
text.
text
I'm
the
getting there.
number.
Text runs to 91979.
RUNS.
It was something really funny we did on the red carpet, but it reminded me of Ben Folder and Brandon Lake. Chocolate! Nugget! Like that Will
Chicken nugget!
Like that Will Smith bit where or not Will Smith, Will Ferrell bit where he talks at one level because they had headphones on and they're just like,
how dare you, Tina Fey?
Yeah.
So good. He said to Emily, late literal birthday shout out for my daughter. I say literally because she was just born on the 2nd.
Oh, at least she won't be offended that we destroyed her name.
Yeah.
She doesn't know.
Way to go, Emily. We have 2 of them.
And get used to the rest
Wally.
of this your life.
Yeah. This one says, hey, Wally, I was wondering if you could put in a birthday shout out for my brother, Cole, a.k.a. DJ Cool. Oh, bless him. For his 16th birthday.
Nice, DJ Cool.
He's
Happy birthday.
Kind, cool brother who loves cars and
DJ.
racing games and makes money by DJing events.
Yes, he does. You go.
Wow, his B-Day was on the 7th, so I'm a little late, but if you could get him one, that would be great.
Love
Happy
it.
birthday.
So good.
Another one, I'd just like to point out that Betty missed a birthday shout-out today. No, I didn't.
It's just
It was yesterday.
I'd submitted a happy literal birthday for my daughter, Mia, who was just born on Wednesday, Josiah. That's the one I just got to. So wait a minute. He's telling me that Emily is the same as Mia.
Oh,
Wait, she's
Yeah,
is she
because
Mia,
it's
or
both
is
from
she...
Josiah.
yeah,
And he also put literal in parentheses, which is what this guy did.
yeah.
So Emily is Mia.
I mean, that's
Why didn't you just put
easier.
Mia, Josiah,
Yeah,
instead of us over here going,
Why
We
did
sound
you?
like a bunch of idiots.
Why did you destroy Betty so hard on that one?
Emily.
All right. Well, I think that's gonna have to do it for
Happy
Aftercast.
birthday!
And as always, thanks for being a potty.
Growing up in poverty has never been easy for children, but with the added challenges of the pandemic, conflict, and natural disasters, families around the world are facing an unprecedented food crisis. Unfortunately, those who are already hungry are now even more desperate. But by sponsoring a child through compassion, you can help provide life-sustaining essentials such as food and clean water. And with your compassionate support, that child can not only survive, but also flourish. You can find out how and choose a child to sponsor when you click on the compassion banner at wayfm.com.